Aloha and welcome back. This is Natasha. So let's continue on with this is day 3 of this Christmas card series that I'm doing here on my channel. So I wanted to I'm so backed up on these Hero Arts my monthly kits. So this was last month's kit. I think yeah, I haven't even opened it. So here I am just doing a quick little opening for this card kit. And this card kit is no longer available, I'm sorry, but I did want to showcase it just in case anyone has it and wants a couple of ideas with this card kit. So here we got a background stamp. And this is the 4x6 ornament background cling stamp. It's a red rubber stamp. Then it comes with a 4x6 clear stamp set there, and also a ornament flap fancy die. And then you get 2 embossing powders in this kit. You get 1 green gold and 1 gold embossing powder. Okay, and I'm going to use those 2 on these 2 cards here today. Okay, so let's head on to the first card in this video. So I'm taking a green colored cardstock, and this is the card base. I'm going to do it right on like a 1-layered card, basically. So I took out, there's a couple of stamps in this background stamp set that you can remove. So I took those 3 out. I stamped my panel with the background stamp, and then I put some gold of that gold embossing powder in here. I'm just heat setting the gold embossing powder. It's really nice to watch gold embossing or any kind of embossing powder at that melt onto your card or onto the paper. Okay, so there it is. Beautiful, nice gold embossing. And then I haven't removed my background stamp from my Misty, so I put my card front back into my Misty, and I'm placing in the 3 stamps that I had taken out. And my goal is to stamp those 3 stamp it with Versamark ink, and it fits right there perfectly because I didn't move my stamp from the Misty. So I want to take those 3, I want to use Versamark, and I do want to emboss it with that green embossing powder, the gold green embossing powder. So here I'm prepping my surface, stamped it with some Versamark, and I'm going to be heat setting this green gold embossing powder. Okay, and then I have this Mary die cut, and I cut that out of some fun foam, and I also have it die cut out of the sparkling green glitter paper that came in the card kit last month for Hero Arts, or the month before, sorry. And I just did a little sentiment strip that says Christmas. I gold embossed that and cut that little strip out. And I just adhered the glittery Mary cutout onto the fun foam, glued that down, and then I'm just going to put that Christmas sentiment right over top of the Mary with some matte multimedia. And sorry, I'm catching something, trying to fight it off really, but I caught like a little cold, so just trying to battle with this this head cold here. But I did want to be able to bring a couple cards onto the channel for you guys. So here I'm taking another green card base, and I'm going to be showcasing that the die and that clear stamp set there with all the little images on it. So I'm going to do the Advent calendar, or the Advent card that this die is for. So I'm taking all the little images, and I'm just basically putting my die onto my green card base, and I'm just going to fill in all the little open slots with for the ornaments. I'm just going to fill those in with all the little elements from this stamp set. And then I'm going to pick that up with my Misty and prep my surface with some anti-static. And sorry. I'm not going to do that. I decided against that, and I'm actually going to be using some Distress Oxide inks, and I'm going to be showing you here how I inked up all the little surprises that are going to be on the inside of the advent calendar. When you open each number, it's going to be a little surprise in there. So I took an oxide color, and using a dauber, I'm just inking up each stamp. And it did take a little while because I did do each one of these, individually, as you can see. I just didn't want to mess up anything, and so I did one at a time, and then I wiped it and then put it back into the stamp storage. So here I'm taking another one, and this one's going to be like a blend between two colors. So I'm taking the dauber, adding festive berries at the top of this mitten. And then I believe I take peeled paint, and then I use the dauber and I just do it at the bottom of that mitten and then blend between the two and stamp that on to my card base. Okay, so I'm just going to do that for all of them. I'm not going to bore you with showing you how I did every single one. I'm going to just show you one or two more of these. Here I'm doing the stocking with the festive berries, and I did want to show you you can ink, I inked it up once, stamped it. It's the good thing about having a stamping tool. I inked it up a second time, stamped it just so it can become a darker impression. Yeah, there I did 3 times. So having a stamp positioner is awesome. It's an easy tool. And then wipe that off, put it back in its storage, and then move on. So I'm going to show you how I did this little snowman. I take the festive berries and I just added ink to his little hat. And then I'm going to take, I believe it's tumbled glass, and I'm going to ink up the snowman's face. Yeah, and you do want to make sure you clean off the ink before you add another color of ink, just so you don't blend the two. If you're trying to do this part here, like how I'm doing 2 separate colors. If you're trying to do a blend like the mitten on the top, then you want to keep the 2 colors together and try to blend them very well in the middle where they meet. Okay, so here you can't really see the snowman's face. So I'm taking a orange colored pencil, and I'm just going to color in his carrot nose. And then I'm going to take a black gel pen and then fill in his eyes and his the little rocks that make up his mouth, or the little dots that make up his mouth. Okay, and then you can see him come to life. All right, so then I did the same exact thing I had with a red card base or red panel here, and I just took the die and I put it into my Misty, and then I put all the numbers, and I did it with Versamark, and then I heat set it with some of the gold embossing powder, and this is what you get. So I just took that piece and I just stamped all the numbers inside of those ornaments. And then I added some embellishments on all the little stamps that I had created. So that's going to be the underneath part, and that's on the card base. And I'm going to be putting the red panel over that once I die cut it with that die. And so you'll be able to flip open every number, and there'll be a little surprise under each number. Super fun and really cute. I mean, both my sons actually were really stoked about this card. And so this, I want to mention, so, sorry. I'm going to put it between my sandwich for my Sizzix Big Shot, and then I ran that through. So you can see there's some embossed, like little cutout parts in between the numbers, and it's really, really cute. It matches really well with the the ornament background stamp, it matches really well with all the little embellishments on that stamp. Okay, so I added some liquid adhesive to the red panel, and then I attached that to my card base. And so here I'm showing you how it works. You just flip open the number of the day that you're at, and it reveals the little hidden stamped image. I don't want to pull it all up because I am going to be giving this card away. So I don't want to ruin it for the recipient, but basically that's how it works. And it's really, really simple, super cute. All right. And on the inside, I am going to stamp because it only goes up to 24 days on the front panel here. So on the inside, I am going to stamp Merry Christmas and a couple of ornaments just to show when you open up the card on the 25th day, it's going to be Christmas. So I'm taking this little Merry Christmas from that Simon Says stamp set, and I'm going to be using Festive Berries and ink that up, and I'm going to be placing that in the middle of the Merry Christmas. And then I took 3 of the ornaments and I adhered that with a couple of more of Distress Oxide inks. Okay, so here we go. We got the couple of still shots of these super fun Christmas cards here using the Hero Arts My Monthly November card kit. Okay, and so I am going to probably do a couple more of this advent calendar one and try to give it to a couple of family members before Christmas comes. And here's one of the first card that I made, actually. Really simple. Okay, so thank you so much for stopping by today for day 3 of my Christmas card series. I will see you again for day 4. Mahalo.